Call to order, Myrtle Creek City Council, regular council meeting for November 18, 2025. Roll call, please.
Mayor Luke Dillon,
Here.
Councilor Robert Cheney,
Here.
Councilor Jamie McElmurray, here, Councilor Diana Larson, here, Councilor Rick Hell,
Here.
Councilor Kathy Rad.
Yeah.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public presentation. Citizens heard on non-agenda items. Consent agenda. Agenda part 1, approval of minutes for regular city council meeting of November 4th, 2025, and part 2, acknowledge receipt of payroll and claims report for October 2025.
I'll make a motion that we approve consent agenda part 1 and consent agenda part 2.
Second that.
Any discussion?
Yeah, on the minutes, should we add that when Shane came, that we referred it to the park commission, or does it not?
I can amend that.
Just so we know where it went?
Okay. With that amendment. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. The department reports, finance officer report.
I'd like to submit my written report for financial activities into the record, and I'm willing to answer any questions the council may have.
The water and sewer bills, has everything listed. Public buildings, how many public buildings are all lumped in? Which public buildings are they?
For water and sewer,
Yeah, and electricity. I know it's later.
so it would just be what's at the plant. Is that what you're talking? Oh, wait, like water and sewer bills?
Yeah.
Public water bills, public buildings.
Page 8.
Like what public buildings do we pay this up water and sewer?
Because it's broken up in pool, parks, fire, and then public buildings.
So that'd be the library, community center, here. Yeah,
Okay. And then the visit center is gonna be
that's,
paid out of urban renewal.
yep, that's their own.
Any other questions for Leslie? All right, police department report.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'd like to submit my report as written and answer any questions you may have.
On your road safety grants, are they automatically given or is that something you have to apply for?
We have to apply for that.
And then you do the grant, then you put in for reimbursement or do they just send the money ahead of time?
We put it for the reimbursement, I believe, is that correct?
Yeah, Kevin does it all, actually.
Yeah.
Kevin? Will there be one again this year possibly on more than just the Dewey and
So in this one that we just got, So right now, I believe that what's listed there is the only thing that we're gonna get for these road safety grants this year.
So you won't you won't apply for a seatbelt one this year?
So everything that we applied for, is what we got from my understanding this year. So the next time that the grants come out, we'll apply for them again and take whatever they can give us. So yeah, cause I let Kevin deal with all that. So when those cycles come up, and I'm not sure if they're all at the same time, the DUI, seatbelt, distracted driving, or if those are separate grant times that he applies for, but he applies for them and then they allocate, what money that they're willing to give us. And I think that's based on statistics of like population and activities and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think possibly the seatbelt and then a speed grant comes out at the same time. I just didn't know if you had to apply for them separate or just all at one time.
Yeah, I can get the answer to that. I just don't have that exact answer for you.
I never did get to come in and see the video of that, whatever thing that happened. What happened
The
there?
high speed chase.
Yeah, the high speed chase. But I hear it's like a low speed chase.
Yeah.
Post on Facebook, I saw part of it.
Oh, really?
Go that slow.
No, it was about 8 to 15 miles per hour until he ran over the spike strips.
But he came to a stop before the spike
He
strips.
did, yeah, and then he ran over him and then he punched it. And then hit the freeway. I don't know, his speeds maybe got to 50 or 60, but he almost immediately started losing tires because he ran over so many spikes and he actually, all 4 tires actually came off the vehicle. He was just on rims before.
Did we like
spinning
try
out.
and stop him before we got on the freeway? Like, I guess that would be my question, like what happened there?
So, I mean, the only way that we could stop it would be a pit maneuver.
Yeah.
And none of us here at this department are trained in the pit. Now the sheriff's office just recently started training and they actually asked for permission to pit once he got on the freeway. And the supervisor told them to hold off for a little bit. The only other option you would have is to ram somebody, and that's considered using deadly force, which we didn't have any justification to use deadly force, so we weren't gonna ram him. And so there are only other options to stop him, is the spike strips, which is what we employ.
Yeah, oh, I gotcha. Yeah, cause I was driving home after the fact, after he had crashed. And chaos, and the traffic was backed up so bad.
You ever try to get
And then, yeah, then I'm watching some guy, leading the fire engine, I find out that it was actually me, like, it was driven by some.
Had to leave the fire truck to do all that mess, get people
That was
over,
a huge
they wouldn't
mess,
move over.
They stop traffic at the 108.
Is that
County,
one?
county,
Yeah.
the second person in line got their phone out and videoed everything
Yeah.
and posted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Was
pretty,
that?
it was pretty chaotic.
No, this is a different one?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, just before Boomer Hill, so.
Yeah.
It was a call we went to, somebody called in a suspicious person in an apartment complex here on Johnson Street. And thought that they were impaired, and myself and Sergeant Malik, when we pulled into the parking lot, he started pulling out and he was clearly under the influence of something, or either having a mental health crisis and under the influence of something, and more appeared that he was under the influence. And then he pulled out on the road, refused to stop, so it was a low speed chase, like 7 miles an hour to 15 miles per hour all the way through town. And then once he hit the spike strips, that's when he accelerated on the freeway, lost all of his tires, he lost control. And he ended up spinning out, hitting the guardrail, and 2 of the deputies pinned him in. And then he just wouldn't comply with commands, he wouldn't get out, he was actually ducking down in the vehicle, coming up, ended up breaking the window out, sending the dog in. And at one point when they're doing that, I was in between the vehicles, he actually accelerated all the way, accelerated to the floor, and was trying to get out of there, but he was just on rims, so he had no traction to move the vehicles. And then ultimately, he was bit by the dog and tased and taken into custody, so.
Well, you've got to do a whole lot of different things.
Yeah, but I mean, it all worked out, nobody got hurt, and yeah.
Just entertainment.
That's an exciting to go to.
Yeah, just a little bit of an adrenaline spike. So,
That's fine.
and Sergeant Malik got to do all the paperwork.
Oh.
Well, I did do a small supplemental report. Yeah.
I had a citizen ask me if you're having construction done over at the police station.
I wonder if they were talking about, so there was a new I don't know, was it the HVAC unit or something that they installed on the top of the building? That was one of the things that was in the plans to replace the air conditioning heating unit up there. So was it 2 weeks ago? I think they were down here with the crane, they had to remove the old one, put the new one up with the crane. That's the only thing I can think about. they
So
could be
is that
talking
in the
about.
budget for this last year?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Have we heard anything on the second round?
So I met with, one of the representatives from the company the other day, and we went over some of the things, just like the, values of things and how many people attend the building or in the building and stuff like that, and then they were submitting the final paperwork for the grant, so it'll be, I think she said probably late spring, early summer, before we find out, if we got the grant, or if we did, what amount we would get, so. Good.
They're detecting a lot of activity.
What's that?
They're detecting a lot of volcanic and activity up and down the west coast. That's what I've been seeing, I don't know, but, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
You'll be-
oh, yeah.
You'll be
For
prepared.
the, for the big one, yeah,
Yeah,
so.
so, yeah.
Thanks, Chief. Anything else? All right, fire department. Fire department.
The mayor, council, I'd like to submit my report and answer any questions you have.
Ten car fires this year, 1 month, that's 1 month. 10 car fires this year. 1 month.
In 1 month?
No, one
One
each
per month.
month.
Oh, one for each
Because
month.
we're up to October,
Yeah.
which is 10.
And they weren't electric cars either, so.
Really? Disappointing.
Well, now they gotta do the thing electric cars too, even though they're not on fire, but they got a cloud mist. It's really toxic,
Oh, yeah.
and they almost, they're trying to do surveys on it and stuff, they don't know for sure. Cause in our hazmat book, how far to stay away, and right now they're saying a football field length.
Well,
So, but because that's from the batteries and stuff, they had one fire department that had 4 guys, which they were standing around watching it, and they thought they were criminals. Well, they all came down with kind of lung infection stuff. And as far as I know, 4 of them are still not in service, one active service.
and where was that?
Back in New Jersey or something like that. So they were just standing around watching it, and, you know, the smoke, they didn't realize that smoke was toxic like that, the batteries, from the batteries. The
Well, I
batteries,
mentioned,
what they call, they over-energized and stuff, they, you know, they really wasn't on fire.
but that's one back in New Jersey.
Yeah, and it's just sub reports, and they, you know, all of our chiefs have been putting down emails and stuff stating that it's.
So to be
prepared.
watching out for and,
So if you ever go to one, if it's not on fire, but you see a cloud, stand back and you evacuate, so.
You know, they created electric vehicles, thinking it was gonna be good for the earth, but we're finding out that's worse.
Yeah.
I think we should get back to fossil fuels and.
Yeah.
it's driving in there.
It's easier to put them out. It's easier to put old gas cars out, so. But yeah, there's a couple things, you know, that we have to really be aware of and stuff, so.
Right, it's new and
Yeah. And they had a couple,
that need to be learned, but
yeah, a couple places back east too, they filled up and stuff, and they had the same problem too. The car caught on fire and they charging up,
mhm.
so.
Did they ever try to contact the fire departments to give them the manufacturer some sort of, you know, like warnings, or is it anything sent in the mail about certain cars?
Oh, yeah, well, the electric cars, they just sent out the emails and stuff telling you be aware, you know, car fires. And there's really no way to put them out. They were saying that they, you know, a big tub of water, well, they get a big old container and dump them in there. That's what they do at the junkyard. And set them in there.
Hmm.
But that don't always work because this one sat in there for over 2 weeks and they took it out and the next day it was on fire.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's really unpredictable and they're trying to come up with something logical to put it out with. some kind of foam and stuff, but
But
really nothing, you just stand back and watch it burn, it's pretty
right,
much
in a
it.
gas car, it's pretty much total, it's not like you can save one of those when it catches on fire
No,
either.
but you can get up close and put it out. You can
Right.
actually put it out.
So-
Things here, we can't put them out, we gotta,
Yeah.
but yeah, they can still burn down. So,
And the controlled burns, are those, you have to come out because it gets away from them or?
yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of them, people could call them controlled burns, but a lot of people just call in, like, there's been 5 calls this week, or the last couple of weeks. And someone said, hey, their leaf pile smolders too much, it's bad air quality.
Uh-huh,
And so it ain't nothing, they burn their leaves, and it just happened to be wet.
so they
But
call
this-
you.
Yeah, they called us.
But looking at that, people in Myrtle Creek really follow the laws real well, because when the fire season shuts down, you're not allowed to burn, we have 0. So we have a bunch of law-abiding citizens here in Myrtle Creek.
Yeah, it's just,
During the summer.
yeah, so in summertime they do that and stuff, so. Yeah, just a lot of people call, like, Dave's Creek Cutoff, I had one go up there, and someone said the leaf pile there was swollen too much. I went up Dave's Creek Cutoff, I couldn't find nothing, so. Said somebody caught a shed on fire out there at Frozen Creek, and it was just a controlled burn, and someone just drove by and said, hey, there's a shed on fire there,
So you gotta go check it out anyway,
oh, yeah.
so.
I mean, how do you feel in that situation? I mean, I guess like they're safe and sorry type thing, or like, is that how you feel, or do you feel like, that's a waste of my time?
Well, you still gotta check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
You can get out there and just figure, okay, it's a waste of your time, but you still gotta check them out, you never know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who call them in that they do not check them out. If they would have stopped and went to the resident and say, hey, what you got, your shed's on fire,
Mhm.
instead of just driving on by and
Yeah,
call them, so. A lot of people do that.
the lift assists are way down.
Yeah, they're not too bad,
Yeah, there's only 4
yeah.
for weapons.
How many of your lift assists are repeat lift assists?
Not really anymore right now. We used to have a continue on there on Leon Street, but he's, actually, we don't get him very often. But it's just kind of back and forth all over different place. So we get some lift assist, they need to help out of the house into the car. They're already in a wheelchair and stuff, but they somehow need us to help them. But you get some really rude people out there, so I got some that are really thankful you're helping them, and some just want to chew your butt out for every little thing, telling you how to do things. Well, why'd you call us? So you gotta be polite and stuff. But yeah, it just varies, but it's not, we don't really have a set one that we go to every week, cause there has been a past that, we went 2 or 3 times. Wildwood, we had that old guy there, we did him about 3 times in a week, and then it's just, I think it's been 3 weeks now, we don't keep it up on.
Thanks, Mandy.
I got it.
Oh,
We
good.
just got, this month, we just got a lot of things going on in December. So we got our, toy run coming up on Sunday, right at the first year. And then we got our, Santa Day, that would be the 13th. And then we do the food baskets going out on the 22nd, something like that, on Christmas, something.
The Saturday before Christmas,
Yeah. So it's the whole weekend, so
every weekend.
every weekend in December we're full.
Are you doing a close?
Yeah, close the child, that's in December too, so.
Are you doing the Friday? On the streets, corners?
Yep, we're gonna be doing that right after
Fill the
Thanksgiving.
bucket or fill the boot?
Build booth, we'll do that right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So,
Busy time for you guys.
yeah, it's pretty busy and,
A lot of good work.
yeah, a lot of people, we get Tri-City to do their end up at their end, it works out pretty good, so. And then we got boots out all over from here to Candyville. That's actually doing pretty good. So, pretty good thing.
And what does that money go for?
Close the child.
Close the child.
Yeah, it's all going for the child, so we take 6 schools. 2 from Myrtle Creek, Caneyville, Riddle, Diggs Creek, and Tri City. So we all take them up there, they go to Fred Meyer and.
So this is a Saturday, if anybody wants to see some kids smile big, go down to the fire hall that day when they get a ride on the fire trucks and hear the siren and go around town.
Yeah, we're gonna do Saturday, we'll do 10 to 2 o'clock on the 13th. So we just give them their popcorn stuff and we actually even hand out toys for them. A little toy stuff we get the kids. I usually that turned out pretty good. Oh yeah, it's pretty busy for us. That's all I got.
All right, thanks, Manny. Public works report.
Mayor and council, I'd like to submit a public works report into industry credit. Thank the guys for the leaf pickup. That's really a good thing that we do. That's turned into be way more busy than trash pickup.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow we got 2 whole pages to pick up. I noticed Friday they were down, some companies on Lawrence again. Was that a continuation of last Wednesday? Did somebody else call in? I think that was just them cleaning up the streets, because down there on Lawrence, if you try to sweep through that stuff, it just plugs the sweeper up. It's easier to go pick it up. Right. So it's self-initiated by the city to do that way. That's them guys just trying to keep them from having to struggle when they're sweeping on Fridays.
Is that underwater, is that 7 or 18? Yes, 7 written out and then 18 in parentheses.
I think this is the last month too. I had 18 delinquent water turn on.
Okay, so the 7 is,
Yeah.
okay.
You worked on the light at the entrance of town, that,
They're still trying to find parts or figure out, I don't know if I'm gonna have to cut that rock apart so I can get that, they cast that light fixture into the concrete.
yeah.
And then get a new light fixture to put in there, cause whenever they smashed it with a rock, it broke all the front off of it. I mean, it's still working, but it doesn't have the glass on the front or the protection anymore.
So you're working on it, but you're still haven't got it.
No, I've not got it, still working on it.
The trash can, is that the one by Tommy's?
Yeah, it's been reset, it's good. It did, we need to pour, it broke the concrete around it,
Yeah, I know.
we pour the concrete around it, but it didn't damage the can at all and it got hit.
Huh, well,
I don't even think you guys found anybody. And that was all.
Oh, no, we have a suspect vehicle.
so you don't know who hit it?
No, we have a make model of the vehicle because they left a little bit of, vehicle vents there at the scene and the officers were able to go through AI and stuff and kind of match it to a particular make and model of the vehicle. And there was another vehicle called in later in a closer area, a few miles from here, and we think it's related, but nobody's able to get, any information off the vehicle. So we think they didn't have any license plates, but their camera didn't pick them up. So.
And what about Johnson Street, the street lights?
I have got a call in with PPNL right now, and I filled out a whole application to fill out to figure out what it's gonna cost and where we gotta put them, and I gotta get poll numbers and we need to figure out where exactly you guys want them, on what poles.
So I did that, say survey or whatever you wanna do, I did that, information analysis for Lonnie at his request a year or 2 ago, and I'm almost positive, I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that he presented that to city council of the areas that we came up with that were, that I came up with that I thought were important areas that didn't have lights.
I do remember.
Cause I went all over town, I kind of basically picked, cause there were several streets, especially, north of Division Street, in those neighborhoods, several of those streets had very few lights on the entire street, so those were a lot of them, intersections that didn't have any lighting. And I believe he presented that to the city council at that time, and I kind of don't know what happened to it after that.
I know he mentioned it just not that long ago, like earlier this year, he was going to do a, because of the money that we were saving with the LED, he was gonna go figure out which or, you know, how many they could add back in, where. And then the people on Johnson Street were asking, so, maybe you can re-give that to, Zach.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go do it again, because I didn't save that, I don't think that would have been anything that I saved as a document, I probably typed it up, printed it out, and then the next time I went to my Word document, I put something else in there, and, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I can do it again, we can, I mean.
Yeah, because
only a
it'd be
couple
great
hours.
to get more streetlights back out there.
Yeah,
Okay,
At Evergreen, are we, it says gonna remodel that bathroom finally, are we doing it in-house or are our own people doing that?
Yeah, we're still gathering materials. We're having trouble finding a good quality sink that's gonna protect the plumbing and not just be tore up real easy. I think we found a stainless steel sink that'll bolt to the wall and it's got a curved skirt that comes down and protects all the plumbing. And we're just waiting on price from them. Our supplier is, they're doing some sort of merger, two companies coming together there and they aren't taking orders or talking to anybody for the next couple of weeks.
Is the skylight still leaking out? Is that something that's gonna be worked on too, or is it?
That's also gonna get fixed. There, I think it's got a piece of plastic or a tarp over it now. But that was also on the list of things that we were seeing fix when we do the remodel.
There any update on the grant money received for the Madrona Street repaving?
I think we're slated to start that next June, July-ish. And that was when we're gonna complete that project. We got the money, it's all there, we just have to do the project, I believe.
We've not received the money, but we,
Everything's approved.
It's been awarded.
yes.
Keeps them on, it keeps them slow, won't do their, they want them to do that.
It's not good on my car, I can tell you that.
He thinks it is fast.
Yeah.
I don't even ride my bike on the street.
what happened to the window at the pool?
Well, I don't know, we showed up there to do full maintenance and it was cracked. We pulled it out and just replaced it.
Anything else for that? All right, regular agenda items. 7.1 ordinance 877, second read, and ordinance amending the Myrtle Creek Municipal Code Title 10. Vehicles and traffic and repealing and replacing ordinance 405, 644, 670, 697, 723, and 09-003.
You're all out.
What's that?
They're all out of it. Tonight, this is just the final read, ordinance 877. The first read was approved during the November 4th meeting. With the second approval, we'll be able to forward it on to code publishing for codification into our code.
I make a motion that we approve the ordinance amending the Myrtle Creek Municipal Code Title 10 Vehicles and Traffic and repealing and replacing ordinances 405, 644, 670, 697, 723, and 09-003.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Opposed, nay. Uh, 7.2, acceptance of local government grant program, Millside Park Planning Project Agreement.
It's a good grant. A lot of work went into that.
So what exactly is that all about? What does it cover?
It's just to put together a plan. And then we take said plan and we can move it to the next step of the grant process.
So what do you mean by plans? Are the drawings or
Master plan.
And it's just like a master plan, yeah, just a
for what,
thing,
I asked the same question.
what changes?
nothing,
It's
absolutely
just
nothing.
$50,000 spent to get a master plan.
Yeah,
Oh, just to get a master plan started?
Yep.
So we didn't,
It would
we didn't,
complete the master.
we didn't
plan.
go into it, I don't think we went into it having a plan in place. We went into it to see if we can get this grant, so we can actually, now we can actually look at the quick reform line, now we can actually look at the park. And we have $50,000 to hire somebody to, or, right, to come in and set up a plan, hey, we want, like, council, we might have, somebody could come in and give recommendation, like, hey, there's some things that we can do, fix these sidewalks, fix this, the playground, add some, change up the park, whatever it is, that kind of thing, that kind of stuff. Or we, maybe a council, we might have something we want to have them look at too, but then they will create this plan, and then there's another grant that we will be able to submit that to, the second phase, I guess, of this grant.
A second phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause, before I was, before I got to be a part of the council, there were rumblings of pretty major changes to Millsite, and I don't know if that, if this is just to get money, I'm all for that. But if this is to have us stick to some plan that was approved earlier.
This is,
It's so somebody can come in and look at the park and give us ideas of the master plan,
Possibilities,
what
yeah.
would be the plan, like for the next 5 or 10 years with the park.
So now that
They're
would
not-
include baseball, right? That would
It
include,
could,
If they
yeah.
want to expand that, they're talking about the RV park, there's a lot of options, that's what we applied for the grant, and we got the grant, now we're gonna hire somebody to get a master plan of what we want the park to be.
what the
And-
possibilities are, okay.
Who would that person be?
We don't know.
Don't know yet.
Because it was Stuart Cowie was the one that did the master plan for Douglas County. So I just wondered if we have somebody in mind or.
We have a request for proposal that we're preparing, and then we will put that out to bid. And hopefully we'll get lots of responses. But who was that you said did the Douglas?
Stuart Cowie, I don't know where he is now. He kind of just moves around wherever the commissioners put him. But, so I make a motion to approve resolution 25-16 and accept the Oregon Local Government Park Planning Grant in the amount of $50,000.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion, prior to vote?
Well, it looks like a lot of work.
A lot of work, a lot of paperwork,
And
even
we,
afterwards.
yeah, and we have to contribute 15,000. Yeah, see, it's not gonna pay us anything. It's grant money that's going to be spent for somebody to tell us what they think.
Okay. Yeah,
Is that in kind or is that straight up money?
Matching. Percentage matching. If we don't spend the whole 50, we don't spend. the
Right, but
whole
can
50.
we use it as in kind services or does it have to be straight up cash?
Oh. I don't know, but I don't know what services we could do on our side, aside from maybe looking up playground equipment, but we're hoping for drawings, for bathroom remodels, lots of stuff to be put in there that I don't think we could contribute.
Usually on
to
a
the
master
county.
plan, it's usually 50,000 of cash.
That would be in that grant agreement if it was in kind or if it could be.
it says equivalent in labor, materials, or services which are shown
Okay, and it is
as
in
an eligible
kind.
match.
It is in kind.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll walk a few laps and charge.
It can include volunteer labor as a match, requires a log with the name of the volunteer, name, days, hours worked.
Volunteer work too. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's perfect.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 7.3, review of fire chief and assistant fire chief appointments and terms. You want to start that off?
I say, the question I have on that is the first paragraph in there on the background is, we had discussed that, and then I think that would be a good thing to take it from a annual to either 2, 3, or 4 year term, but I would still like to see it as an elected instead of an appointed.
Well, what we're trying to do, because, you know, the other fire departments, they all got a board to go to. It's not through the members. The members anymore, you got your little set over here, you got your little set there, that kind of argue back and forth and stuff, and it just brings bad karma to the fire department. So that's what we're trying to get out of this, but it's not being made set, but the 4 year term for, you know, that way you don't have to do it every year, makes it a lot better, because you gotta take a while for a guy to get used to what's going on. Every year you change chiefs, you can't get anything going.
No, that makes sense, like we discussed, when you brought it up here 7
Yeah.
months back, and you were working on this
Yeah.
plan. My whole thing is, I've been here for over 50 years, and so I'm familiar with the fire department, and it's always been you guys do your thing, and we leave you alone, and that's my whole question is, it's always been an elected, the fire chief's been elected through the Mineral Creek Fire Department.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why we would want to, or, I mean, you can explain to me why we want to go from taking that away from the fire department, which they don't want our input, to making it to where the city council
Well, just like
something.
I was saying, just because you got your little group of people that wanna try to do something different and they're not really. To me, they're not really involved with the fire department, but they wanna make somebody else in there just because they want somebody else out. And it makes a little karma going against there. I like to get the fire department back to we're all together, we all do the same thing. But I got some different people in there that just kind of, you know, they're stubborn and they wanna do things their way, they don't wanna listen to what.
Who makes up the board now? Like how are they appointed to the board?
It's just, you make a nomination at the end of the year of, who you want for chief, but you can actually just say,
No, I'm not talking about chief, I'm talking about the board, who's making up the actual board.
well, there actually is no board.
Okay.
See,
So-
Tri-City and those guys, they do have a board,
And it's made up of, who do they make theirs up of?
more or less the rural, more area and stuff around that area.
Are they like, not the volunteers, it's like just other citizens, right?
Yeah, just
Just different.
normal
citizens?
people and stuff, they're not volunteers, some volunteer, probably on that. board.
Okay. And so we don't have a board right now,
No,
so how are you appointed then?
just the
Do
membership
the,
members.
and who makes up them?
The volunteers.
It's
Volunteers.
all the volunteers, I gotcha.
It's all volunteer. But there's
And do you think
also,
that should stay the same, or are you kind of,
Yeah, I mean, I just don't, cause I remember when we started the fire commission, was it last September?
which
Sitting one of those chairs, cause I wasn't going yet. Now, that was one of the big things that the fire department and you said, we really don't want you guys interfering with us. We've always done it ourselves internally. And so that's why I'm just asking why all of a sudden this year you want us to appoint somebody for a 4 year term.
I don't, but I think going back to what we kind of researched out there, at least my understanding is like, that was kind of one of the problems that council had was that they were so kind of isolated, there was no accountability. Cause they do follow, like we fund them, we're responsible for them.
accountability is city recorder, that's called them.
So I'm thinking like, we haven't had any issues necessarily, I don't think we're, having this discussion like, we need to have accountability because we see issues, I'm not suggesting that.
Yeah.
But I think that could be one way to, I'm just playing that devil's advocate a little bit. One way to show accountability by council is being the one to appoint the chief.
Yeah, we can-
You could argue that, you could argue it that way, and then,
We can always go back to right way, I mean, that's, but I'd still like to make it at least a 4-year. To just change what we had and.
What does the membership think now? Are they for this change to?
No, I have not brought it to there, I got a different change, I gotta bring it to them in December.
and like, I guess there's another question. So choosing like making it 4 years, for example, if we as council say, yes, that's gonna be it, do they even have a voice to that? Like, we control that, right? I'm assuming, okay,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does the membership want to take it to where we appoint somebody? I don't even know if we really want to appoint for 4 years. Who do we have appointed now? We appoint the city administrator, and it's not on a yearly thing, it's on a at will employee. So I just don't know how that would work if we would say, okay, we're gonna make the decision for 4 years and you're gonna do it for 4 years, no matter what anybody else says. Maybe we want to get input from the fire guys and see if they're okay with that.
is that what it looks like, is that if we're appointing them for 4 years, he's like, we can't get him out of there, like, I mean, I know it's a biannual.
Well, you can get him out there anytime you
Yeah,
want
that's what I say, we have,
if he's doing something wrong, you can step in and do it. But, you know, like you said, maybe we should just go back and membership, take care of it. That's the way old chief just like to have it, so.
Is there a reason you'd rather have the council appoint somebody and not have?
We would just try and go through a board instead of a membership.
Well, I don't want to speak up, but I'm not sure that getting across clear of what I've heard before and stuff. I think what he's trying to say is, he's trying to get away from the members electing it because there's in-house fighting sometimes. So what happens is you get, let's just say you got 30 members, right? So you get 10 members over here that say, yeah, I don't like this guy, and I want my buddy here to be the chief. And then you get 20 members over here that say, we still want this guy to be the chief. And then you just get this in-house fighting instead of letting somebody from the outside make that decision where there's no longer in-house fighting of who they want to be their leader.
Keeping a healthy, separation between.
So in a sense, using the council as a board per se, like the other departments.
I was hoping just to use the fire management, I was gonna.
The fire commissioners, we have 2 fire commissioners.
Yeah, and I was gonna,
You guys.
yeah,
Would not agree with that because the fire commission is me, Kathy, and me, Manny. And so you're asking the fire chief to appoint himself.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's what they were.
If we did this, it would definitely be the council, but I mean, but I'm just thinking, what kind of, knowing how the fire department's run for the last 50 years that I've been here, what would be the conflict if we just all of a sudden stepped in and told all the firefighters,
you probably
don't have a say.
probably get some conflict from certain people, but some people are looking for a change. You know, majority of them are, you know, from what I talked to, but, you still gonna have some, the same bunch that causes trouble and stuff through there.
no problem with either way, but I'm just wondering, maybe we want to table this for now and ask the,
I would like to
get
take.
their input.
Oh, there's one other thing we need to look at here too, and I was just noticing what it says on here, reports to city council and or board of fire commissioners. Well, according to our charter that was amended 2005, the fire chief is under the supervision of the city administrator already. So that plays into there too.
Yeah, it's supposed to report to them, that's years, that's who I mean, report to.
Yeah.
You know, and they, you know, but then Rick and those guys, and I report to them that came up with this fire commission and things, so it's just pretty much the same thing, reporting them, they come to you guys and say,
Yeah, actually, this man, we used to have the rule board there. The rule board, when they were in place, did they have any input in putting in a chief or?
now they ain't had much input at all.
It's all with the members, all with the membership.
It's
It's been elected and not
Yeah,
an appointed
just-
position,
Just
correct?
members and some members inside.
So that's the question, or we want to go from a elected And just extend the election?
It's just,
From 1 year to 4 year, or do we wanna change everything and say, you're not gonna have any more elections, we're gonna appoint
And when do you have your elections?
the first year?
First year. So we're on kind of a, if we're gonna stay with that or change, we're on kind of
Is
time.
this a discussion that we would want to bring to council and invite them to, if they have?
Well, that would be. We haven't,
I feel like that would be a fair thing to
like,
do.
what are you talking about, buying firemen?
Yeah, like, let them know, hey, the council is going to meet and.
Well, I'll inform them all that
Yeah,
at my meeting, the first December.
okay, then I'll make a motion that we table this for now and have Manny or somebody write up things so all the members know this is what's going on, and if they
Have anything to say
say
about
they
it?
can come talk to the city council.
We do have bylaws that we go by,
Mhm.
but they're not legal. And so we had to change them, but that's just between us and the members, that's not with you guys.
And what do the bylaws say that you have?
That you cannot vote, members out, you're not supposed to blackball them out,
Right.
because it's, you know.
So the
I don't
membership
think-
is strictly volunteer.
Yeah.
And not, are you voted in,
Yeah, you're voted in.
but you can't be voted out?
Yeah, you do get voted out, but it's not the way we're supposed to. It's supposed to be elected to just the officers of the side. They put the guy on, which is what all the other part of our, they put the new training on, then it's up to them if he doesn't make it or not.
Could you provide the council with a copy of these bylaws?
Well, used to have me here,
I think I do.
yeah.
Could you put them in my Dropbox, Trent?
I'll second.
So anyway, if it doesn't work this way, I don't wanna mess up with anything, cause, you know, keep it the way we does. I don't wanna. Cause I kinda like, you know, just doing the way we're doing it, you know, but I was just trying, the other fire departments are doing a board. And so I thought maybe that'd be something to do. And, you know, I talked to the fire chiefs and said, hey, you know. It's like Raymond stepped down, so they appointed a guy, went in, and put his application in, and they appointed him as chief.
I mean, if that's kind of a common, maybe precedent across other
Yeah,
fire departments where non-fire related individuals. Like a board, which would be like other citizens, people who aren't like, they're the ones doing the appointing. If that's the common, if that's like precedent,
yeah.
I'm interested in maybe.
One thing about that too, they're not a city council, they got a rule.
That's not,
It's a board, that's what he
that's
said.
what I'm saying, yeah, I
The city
understand.
council wouldn't appoint somebody, we would.
So either, yeah, so if we want to go that route, either. Council becomes that board, or we figure out a way to create a board.
Yeah,
Of that, and see what that looks like, that are, you know, really, you know, not working with the fire, you know, whatever.
yeah, we can table it, I mean, it's just something I want to try to bring up, see how it works. You know, I'm not too sure, you know, things how go, you know. But we just gotta get things changed, and I'm just trying to do something different, maybe make things better and stuff, so.
And remind me, currently right now, are you the only paid? Is the chief the only paid, fire employee?
Oh, at the fire,
No, yeah, just for the city.
yeah, well, me, the assistant chief,
There
and
isn't, so this is, that's all that, another thing,
Yeah.
For some reason I thought it was you,
there's,
but there's.
there's 4 or 5 different paid people
Oh, okay.
that paid, they don't get a lot.
Okay.
I don't get a lot compared to all the other chiefs. The other chiefs get almost double what I'm getting. So,
Good to know.
Are you talking about, like Riddle or just?
Riddle, Caneyville, and Tri-City.
Uh-huh. So their populations, I'm sure that has to bear,
No.
no.
There's no population, there's not much there.
I'm just trying,
We're bigger
my main
population.
concern is, safety, you know. We've gotta have a good flow of communication and we gotta have
Yeah, I always,
effective leaders.
there's always a good flow of communication. There's nothing I do there at the fire hall that's nothing against that.
Yeah.
Goes up, that's why we brought this here. If it doesn't fly, it doesn't fly.
That's what I would like to see, just, you know, if I were if I were the head of the department and someone didn't listen to me, I'd be concerned about that, you know, so.
We got different things we take to them, you know, we can, and we talk to them and stuff, but yeah, there's a few that are stubborn and stuff, that just. They got their own little group and. Yeah, you do try to discipline them, but then they will take it, go back against your back on stuff, that's just, you know, that's just normal.
People.
Yeah,
So-
that concerns me when it comes to fires. That's
But
my
we know
biggest,
we're
my
gonna be-
biggest fear is fires, so I wanna make sure everything
We
is
got a good group.
very safe.
Yeah, we got fire there, but what I don't have, if I, you know, if I get in trouble, I got Tri-City, Riddle, Cannonville that could be within.
Mm,
Tri-City's within 5 minutes and Riddle's pretty close there too, because they're on the ball.
When you mentioned that your bylaws were, you said illegal. Assuming like really unenforceable, really is kind of what it is. And you say you changed them and now they are?
You can change, that's why we gotta change them.
You've gotta change them. You haven't changed them, so we're saying, oh, okay, so really they're just kind of, they're just kind of like, what's another word?
No,
Just
I
kind of-
bring that up to the members, that will go up to the members.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change here. This here was just gonna be something.
Well, I know, I was just kind of going off tangent a little bit. With the way it's said.
But there's, you know, I talked to my officers and stuff about this change and stuff, so it's not just me.
Who are the other officers?
I got Brendan Pettibone, got Steve Wright, got Nick Smith, got Chuck Wheeler, and you got Jared Papier. So,
I got heard a lot of that. I
I
know,
don't have a lot of officers, should have a couple more, but it's just. There's no one there that I trust to put them in that position.
With the training and knowledge to be able to.
Training and knowledge. I mean, I gotta constantly watch my guys and stuff all the time. That's just part of the thing. And, you know, but yeah, the fire departments, they come join you and stuff, and you actually it works out good. We're having a big old breakfast this Saturday for all the county fire department. So we just try and get everyone together and just, since we all work together, you know, we just try and get everybody together and get on the same page and stuff, so,
Team building.
yeah. So, yeah, just something we just wanted to try and see. You know, but the fire management, Bill never knew about that, I don't know if he even knew about it. So that was something that
1935? That was put into the.
1936, and when it first started. So that was when they first passed that, and what the heck's this thing? I never heard about that, so. But we do, you know, we do work with, it's like Lonnie, when he took over from, Sean. Sean goes, what can we do, what do I have to do with the fire department? Sean goes, you leave the fire department alone, if you need anything, he comes to you. And that's the way it's always been.
Yeah, and that's the way I was after 50 years, that's what I'm saying. Is it gonna be, someone's gonna blow up in our face if we all of a sudden tell all the volunteer fire departments, you have no say in who your chief is? We're gonna appoint him and you have nothing to say about it, so I'll make the motion again. My motion is to table it for now, and if anybody in the fire membership has an opinion on it or wants to talk to us, let's bring them in and let's make sure we're all on the same page before we make a decision.
None of them will come forward, don't.
I second.
Yes, definitely.
we're not really making a motion though, right?
He's making motion to table it, but
Oh, that, do we have the motion, or just, can we just, is that a motion that we need to have, or just say? we're
Well,
going-
we've had a motion in a second, so.
Okay, okay, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Okay. Table. Okay. City administrator report.
Our Dyer partnership, our engineers reached out to us and they got a grant for a master plan for a wastewater system. And we were just gonna look into seeing about getting that. I don't think it's any that's in there or in our packet. We were just gonna see where that went for, if we were even eligible before we brought it to your guys' attention. And then, Leslie wants to know for budgeting purposes, how you guys want to budget for the city administrator position and the director's position. Cause we just, we don't know what you guys want to do with that. Do we want to fully fund them? Do you want to? Partially,
Basically, so Steve's retiring December first, and that position is going to be unfilled for the moment. Do I budget like, we're still gonna have somebody in that position? Because we don't know if we're doing the city administrator, and then what do you want me to budget for the city administrator pay?
Are you talking about you're like prepping for next year's
Yes.
budget? Gotcha. Well,
I guess maybe just something to think about. I don't need an answer right now. I just need, you know, food for thought for a future.
I mean, we want both those positions fully filled.
Right,
So, oh, wait, yeah, we need a director, or do we? I think that's one of the questions that was part of the whole.
I feel like we, I don't understand why we would need somebody to go between the administrator and the public works or the facilities. Maybe in the future, maybe the director wouldn't like to be in direct contact with the people with his, the clients and stuff.
You mean the administrator? So, yeah, that's a good question. So I guess it's a question for us to think.
Yeah, it's just something to think about and
I think we'll need to understand maybe the dynamic a little bit more, because I mean, it's different city to city, right? And so maybe in our, and it could matter on who's the administrator too.
Yeah.
It's like, if it was you, for example, yeah, we probably don't need a public works director, somebody else maybe, you know,
Yeah.
so. I think
but I have to have the budget made before
Yeah.
those decisions are made.
Understood, yeah.
How long have we had a director and a city administrator, two different ones?
Since I've been here.
As long as I can remember.
Yeah, when I started here in 2004, there was a public works director.
So we've had a public works director and the city administrator separate for quite some time.
So. when
And
you-
now we're talking about getting rid of the director position,
Not getting rid of it because just tabling it.
tabling it.
Yes, because we don't know who our city administrator will be.
Right, and if they're gonna want or need a
Well,
director.
let's clarify, what do you mean tabling it? Like, we're not gonna
Budget.
hire somebody right away. but-
Right, budget for it, because we don't know what the new year's gonna happen. What's
The
gonna
budget
happen?
for it and then potentially amend the budget to remove the funds.
If need be.
I
Right,
think that would be the safe way.
yeah, if we've had it for a long time, continue, and then it'll just be money that we can allocate for something else in granted.
That's what I would do.
You can't really allocate it for anything else. It's in personnel services,
Uh-huh,
so you can take it out, but that wouldn't really make any sense. Basically, once it's in personnel services, it's there. Unless something came up, like we took some for Brewster for the radios out of personnel services, because of the administrator.
right,
So we could do something like that with it, but
What is the budget amount for the director? Do you know?
just in, like, not benefits, just in pay, what our current director
Sure.
is making,
Yeah,
90,
Just shy of 100,000.
yeah, mid-90s.
the reason why I asked is like, if we end up not using that, and but that's staying personnel services, we could use it to utilize for maybe there's other lower positions that we could fill. In those funds. That would be more beneficial than having a director. So that's something to think about.
So in line with this, did we hire the person that we wanted, accept the position for the supervisor?
Yes. He is going to start on Monday.
There is a chance if you become the city administrator and he's a supervisor, that you're saying we may not need, we would be wasting $140,000 with benefits. to-
Yeah, all the jobs that at this moment that the director was doing are being done.
By John and Cliff and everybody else.
Yes.
And you,
so we're getting by just fine without that position being filled.
But
But
yes,
we
Same
can
time.
add additional position to add the new supervisor? Or that position was an open position that we had,
So I came from the supervisor position
okay.
And basically, we don't know what's gonna happen with the administrator position, so I guess if I don't get the administrator position, then I would go back to director. Cause technically, Monday, somebody's gonna be doing my job.
What if something happened and to the administrator was, you know, out of commission for a couple of months? Would we need to have to know that there's somebody underneath him that could keep everything going?
The director's been gone for months and months and months and months. So yes, the answer is yes, we do have people that have underneath and that are doing everything.
Yeah. But I mean, if you were,
Basically, like
if
our water
something
plant,
were,
we signing for everything, the wastewater plant signing for everything,
And then you sign for stuff.
and I've been signing for all the rest of the stuff.
And that's,
but if you were completely disabled for, say, a couple of months, maybe you were in a car wreck or something. Would we need to have someone that can communicate to the other people?
Those guys pretty much run their own thing.
Are you saying for him as the city administrator or him as a director?
To have that director position there in case something does happen to the administrator.
If something happened to the administrator, Luke would take over.
Oh, okay, okay.
And another thing too is you're doing part of that direct role. Let's say you did become administrator. Is that something that you would continue or we would try to delegate that out to, or?
I feel like it wouldn't
Wouldn't
be
be that
that
much.
much extra.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and our hope is that the new
supervisor.
supervisor will take over.
Some of that stuff, yeah.
Hopefully that supervisor will do as good a job as you were doing, and then we don't need this little person in between that we're paying $140,000 to.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm not understanding why we can't take that money and move it back into the general fund if we needed to,
We
you know.
can if we choose not
And
to.
also, it doesn't come out of the general fund. Because, are you talking about the superintendent? It's not out of the general fund.
The director you're talking about.
Yeah, it's out of streets, water, sewer. It's not out of the general fund.
Okay, but when you collect that money and you find you don't need it, why can't you move it? I don't understand why you can't move it.
Because those funds are funds that receive money from utility payments.
Mhm.
So we can't just put that money anywhere we want. It has to stay in those funds.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
So when you need an answer, when are you gonna start working on this?
I've already done it.
Well, apparently. When do you need?
I mean, our hope is to start doing a lot of it like January, mid-January.
My thought would be to leave them at the current funding levels that are in there and then go through with that. And then if we need to amend it once we.
So do you want to base it off of, let's say, what the prior city administrator was?
Leave them at the current funding levels.
Okay.
That makes it a little bit easier. Trying to decide, well, okay, well, if we hire somebody, we're gonna hire them at 85,000, no, we're gonna hire them at 92,000, just leave.
Right, give us some wiggle room.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And what happens to those funds at the end of the budget if there's some left over
So it goes down to the ending fund balance and rolls over to the new year.
into the same fund?
Yes,
So it doesn't.
yes.
So if it's not spent, it's not lost.
Correct.
Kathy, I talked to the parks, or the buildings maintenance guy, and he said that they are planning on finishing up at Evergreen by the end of the week.
By when?
The end of the week,
I still can't hear you.
by the end of the week,
The end of this week?
yeah.
Hallelujah. Okay, thank you. It's just my dog, you know, he's on a string. So, thank you. Appreciate it.
Councilor comments. Bob?
Just the pre-Thanksgiving dinner coming up next week from 11 to 3 at the community center. If you're not eating anywhere else, come on in and have dinner. It's free to anybody.
When did you say, next week?
Next Thursday, a week from Thursday.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Really? That's soon.
Yeah,
11, you
Every
say
year.
11
11 to
Didn't
3.
know it was coming up that soon. Okay, so we still have one Thursday before the.
Yeah, pre-Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
If you like.
Got a full menu and come on and enjoy.
Okay.
That's all I have.
I don't have any.
Jimmy, Kathy,
Yeah, I just was driving down here and noticed the really pretty snowflakes. I don't know why I didn't notice those snowflakes before, but they're really pretty. So I wanted to, that got my attention. And I don't think anything else. Can't think of anything.
Dana,
Yeah, we are festive early before Thanksgiving even. And how are we with the city administrator position? Have we gotten any more applications or?
No additional since those first couple were received.
And
I
that-
still have it posted and we have it posted on WorkSource through December 22nd for the 90 days.
Really? And what's the plan with the two that we got?
Council had requested after 90 days to review what was received to decide if they wanted to look at those for further inspection or to notify them that the job was not being filled at the moment and continue on till the election.
But we are gonna get to see the applications.
Yes,
Okay.
when did you say 90 days?
December 22nd.
That's a young Coleman train, both still have theirs open and theirs just until filled. Applications accepted until filled.
Did they get notified? I didn't think people did that anymore. Notified about, jobs being filled or not. I just thought everybody kinda shined it, so that's good to know that you contact them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very important.
That's not done. No, I'm not sure. Shoot. Well, you'll try it out.
See you, Manny.
Burning illegal electric car.
Yeah.
Hey, Bert, please.
What happened? Oh, shit.